Have you ever just sat there? Maybe it was a late night on your back porch or a quiet walk on a beach somewhere, and you looked up at that massive, endless sky and felt incredibly small. It's a humbling feeling, isn't it? As you look at those billions of stars and planets, do you ever find yourself asking the big questions? Like, is all of this, the galaxies, the ocean breeze, the very air in your lungs, just one big cosmic accident? Or is there something more? Is it possible that behind all of this beauty, there's actually a deep sense of care and a master artist's touch? Today, I'm not here to give you a dry, robotic lecture. I want to talk to you, heart to heart. I want us to look at things with total honesty and a bit of wonder. We're going to dive into a question that humans have been wrestling with for ages. Why is a creator actually necessary? Let's start by looking at the world around us. Have you ever noticed how incredibly organized everything is? Think about it for a second. Why is it that an apple tree only ever produces apples? Have you ever seen a peach grow on a pine tree? Of course not. And what about the sun? It's sitting at just the right distance from us. If it were a tiny bit closer, we'd all be scorched. If it were a tiny bit further away, we'd be living in a permanent ice age. Science is great at telling us how things work. It explains the laws of gravity and the mechanics of a heartbeat. But here's the kicker. Who set those rules? Can you really look at a system this perfectly tuned and believe it just happened on its own? Think of it like this. Imagine you walked into a room and saw a stack of paper and a bottle of ink. If you left them there for 1 billion years, would the wind eventually blow them together and write a perfectly meaningful, beautiful novel? We all know the answer is no. You need an author to make sense of the ink. So when we look at the epic novel of our universe, doesn't it make sense that there has to be a great author behind the script?
Now, some folks say, hey, maybe everything just started from nothing. But the funny thing is, even when people talk about nothingness, they're usually still talking about some kind of law or space. If there was truly nothing, where did those laws come from? Some people replace a creator with nature or natural selection, as if those things have their own intelligence. But if you're willing to believe nature is smart enough to design us, why is it so hard to believe in the source of that intelligence? The truth is, we're actually wired to believe. We call it fitra, this deep-seated, innate instinct we're all born with. Have you ever noticed that when people hit rock bottom, when all the doors are closed and they feel like they have nowhere left to turn, they almost always look up? Why do they cry out for help to someone they can't see? That deep down gut feeling that someone is watching over us, that's one of the strongest proofs that we have a guardian.
I know. There's a question that pops into everyone's head at some point. Well, if God made everything, who made God? It sounds like a smart question, right? But let's step back for a second. Concepts like birth, death, beginning, and end, those are the rules of our world. They apply to things that are created. The one who created time and space can't be stuck inside time and space. It's like a computer programmer. He creates the code for the game, he sets the rules for how the characters move, but he isn't a character in the game. He isn't bound by the code he wrote. The creator doesn't have a beginning, because having a start date is a trait of a creation, not a creator. He is eternal and self-sufficient.
Now, let's talk about the hard stuff, the elephant in the room. If there's a loving creator, why is there so much pain? Why do innocent people suffer? Why do bad things happen to good people? It's a painful question.
and it's okay to ask it. To understand this, we have to realize that our perspective is tiny. Our knowledge is like one drop of water in a massive ocean. Think about a loving father who is a surgeon. He might have to perform a painful surgery on his own child to save their life. To an outsider who doesn't know what's happening, it might look like the father is being cruel. But the father knows that without that pain, the child won't survive. This life wasn't meant to be a perfect paradise. It's a testing ground. Sometimes it's through our struggles that our pride is broken and we finally find our way back to the Creator. If everything was perfect here, we'd never long for the forever of the next life. As it says in the Quran, He who created death and life to test you, as to which of you is best indeed.
Maybe you're wondering, if there's only one creator, why are there so many religions? Why does everyone call him something different? Hindus might use the term Brahman or Ishwar, believing in a supreme soul. Christians talk about the Trinity. Muslims speak of the oneness of Allah. The truth is, from the very beginning, the Creator sent one core message of truth to humanity. But over time, people started changing the scripts to fit what they wanted. From Adam to Noah, Abraham to Moses, and Jesus to Muhammad, they all came with that same fundamental message of one God. We humans keep losing our way, so the Creator kept sending guides to bring us back to the path. That path is about surrendering our ego to the one who made us. At the end of the day, believing in a Creator gives our lives a reason. Without Him, we're just a collection of biological parts drifting through a cold universe for a few years before we disappear. Does that feel right to your soul? Or do you feel that eternal thirst inside you? That feeling that you were made for something bigger, something lasting? Scientists can talk about the Big Bang all day, but they still can't explain why that point existed in the first place. When people try to turn nature or energy into a god, they're really just answering the call of their own souls, but using a different name.
Having a Creator isn't some heavy burden we have to carry. It's actually our greatest safety net. It means that when you're alone, you're not really alone. When life gets loud and messy, you can look up and say, I have a Lord who knows me. And there is no peace quite like that. I really hope this gave you something to think about today. If this message touched your heart or helped clear up some of the fog, we'd love to have you as part of our community. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Full Faith. Your support means everything to us, and it helps us keep making these videos so we can explore these deep, beautiful truths together. We've got a lot more to talk about, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. I hope you all stay well, stay healthy, and remember to show some kindness to the people around you today. See you soon.